What's good? It's your boy Herb Tutter. Welcome back to the show, The Transition. Today I'm talking about playing in the shadows. My mom taught me when I was young that I was going to be a leader. She was like, I'm not raising a follower. You're going to lead. Middle school, I was like so excited about being one of the leaders that was going to be a leader of the football team. I told my dad that this is what's going to happen. And this is what I love about fathers is that my dad said, okay, now to be a leader means that at some point you're going to lose. You're going to be blamed for the loss. Are you ready for that type of ridicule? Because nobody's going to take the responsibility of not playing all the way up to the level that they were supposed to play when they lose. The leader, the captain, is the person that's going to take the flack. So my dad said, hey, I'm all for you doing that, but I want you to understand that there are some disappointing moments where you can even see one of your closest friends that didn't do what they were supposed to do, but you will get blamed for it. So salute, son. I hope you're ready for that. You know, with going in there, he was 100% correct because once the loss happened, it was that way. But then prior to that, I was okay with playing in the shadows. You know, I was the best sidekick or therefore best six man because of the responsibility that a leader has. I have a friend in high school. She told me, you have the ability to lead a whole bunch of people everywhere. The problem is that you don't want to step up to the plate and lead. Your other problem is that you want everybody to like you. Good luck, because there is nobody that has everybody that likes them. But you're going to try. You're going to try to get everybody to like you. So what you're going to do is follow everybody that's your friends. And it's aggravating because you follow everybody to the end of the world, but I haven't seen any of them follow you around the block. Now, of course, I didn't want to, admit that I was okay with playing in the shadows, and I definitely didn't want to admit that the people that I call friends wouldn't follow me the same way I follow them. Going into music, I was a bag-up dancer for one of the homies in the crew. I was best six man coming into the group, and I was okay with that, and that mindset followed me into music because the flack that a leader gets is not easy, but like she said the problem is that you're always looking for everybody to solidify the moves that you're making or the things that you're doing. Everybody's not going to like what you're doing, and you don't need everybody's okay to make a move. Moving forward, fast forwarding to becoming a solo artist, you definitely have to be okay with being a leader, and you definitely have to be okay with closing the doors on certain people that may or may not be in your life. When I rewind back to another friend that talked to me, he said, you're a bright orange crayon in a box of black crayons trying to pretend like you can hide. You can't hide. Your abilities thrust you in the front, and you have the ability to lead because people want to follow you. You're a likable person. You're just so afraid that you're not going to get the solidification, or people are going to dislike the moves that you make, so you let other people's fears limit you. Well, hopefully when you get past that, you'll see the potentials of where you're at, because some people are not meant to go with you, and you're not meant to go with them. Now, again, I just wanted it to be simple. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to play basketball. I just wanted to play football. I just wanted to do music. I didn't want all of the extra lessons that come with this, and sometimes it can be extremely frustrating when you have all of those lessons that go with it, so you accept playing in the shadows of other people. Now, with me becoming a solo artist and talking to the guys, I want to say just yesterday, I asked everybody that's in the camp who motivates them and who they want to motivate. For me, my motivation comes from Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown. Here it is, Michael Jordan with The Last Dance. I've been searching for all of this footage through YouTube for over 20 years because he was definitely a person that played at a level. His leadership was second to none because he was 6-0 in the big dance. No, he didn't. As we see on The Last Dance, you didn't have everybody to like his leadership style. But if you want to win, then that means that you want to bring your 100% in on a day-to-day basis. If you don't, then you don't want to play. Michael Jackson, he was the first to show you that you could go solo and actually make it. Now, back then, that was his family. So most people thought he was definitely not going to have that type of success from Off the Wall to Thriller, because Off the Wall was pretty good, but that was about where they figured he would be. Thriller took him above and beyond the call of duty of a solo artist to the king of pop, but there was a lot of adversity he had to jump over first, and a lot of fear within himself that he had to jump over. Bobby Brown, with the antics that they showed of him with the group, him being a person that just knew that it was something in him. And some of the other people around him saying, there's something about you, man. You need to cut the bull and get out there and do what you're supposed to do. So for me, most of us said that we want to motivate the younger ones coming up under us. Well, here's the thing about the millennials and the Zs is that they're not following anybody that's not taking responsibility for the good and the bad. So understanding that as a leader, people may or may not like every decision that you're going to make, but as a true leader and a real person to yourself, you have to know that, man, I'm going to take the good with the bad all day long. You may not like my style, and then you got to be okay with certain people that's going to be in your life and certain people that's not going to be in your life. When I think back to the advice my friends gave me, they were so right, because I'm so concerned about the people that's in my circle and what they think. Is I lost track of who Herb.S is and what Herb.S was doing. So, coming into a solo situation for myself, I already knew the challenge was to step out of playing in the shadows and come into the forefront, but I already knew that coming into the forefront was going to open up those wounds of people may not liking the leadership style that I had, people finding a problem with certain things that I say and certain things that I do, but here's the thing. I was meant and I was taught to be a leader, so anybody that feels like I was 100% for them, they understood that. There are certain people through the group that may not have agreed with every decision I made, but they know exactly where my mindset was, and that I was all about team a lot more than anybody. To be the leader of Level Ground was extremely hard because all of us come from Chicago, and all of us had leadership skills taught to us. But that doesn't mean that everybody's going to be the leader. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be the front person. But a lot of us didn't want to be that front person, including myself, because that front person is the person that everybody blames when things don't go right, when connections aren't made right. I successfully I was the CEO and CFO at the exact same time, and the reality is that sometimes you want that and sometimes you don't want that, but sometimes you have to show people that you can lead from the front and I'm okay with leading from the front. I'm not trying to be a leader that if things go wrong, I can point the finger at people. I'm a leader that is, I'll say what I didn't do, but if you didn't do it, I'm gonna have to point you out too. Being a person that goes from playing on a setting like basketball to a person that's now playing tennis, being solo and just talking to your side coach, man, I'm talking to Wes on a number of occasions of what makes sense, what should I do, and like he said, hey man, I don't care, be it us as family, camp, or whatever. If these people ain't getting down with you, brother, I don't see anybody dropping what you're doing. I don't see nobody doing. It's very few of us that is moving in the same, speed that you're moving in. So if these people can't get down with you or don't want to, or y'all upset about stuff that happened back in 1940, then these people don't need to be around you, bro, because you're a great leader out here. So if you get locked and trapped in what happened back in yesteryear, well, then where do we go from this point? There's a lot of guys out this way in the upper Northwest that pay attention to my grind. So now understanding that as a leader, I've realized that I can't play in the shadows of people. So and here it is, as men, and I'm going to say definitely black men, we were kind of taught that we need solidification of who we're dating, what job we're taking, where we're living, how much money we're making, what shoes we got on, and it gets exhausting when you need everybody to solidify everything, opposed to stepping up. Like my friend said back in high school, just do you. Stop worrying about everybody else, because you'll find out when you start moving who's going to be in the same position and who's going to go in the same directions with you when you start moving. When you're waiting to follow somebody else, these people are going to lead you in a direction that you don't want to go, because I know you. Now knowing myself and taking this advice to heart, as a leader, you can't play in the shadows, but you can't motivate the millennials or the Z's if you're not going to take responsibility, but if you're not going to get out there and show them exactly how this goes down. Ain't nobody today following nobody that's just talking about it from the couch. So understanding that my leadership role is put there because I've advocated for people for a long time. Even in middle school, when the bully was bullying us, I'd step in front of one of my friends' punches because I know he just couldn't take it. Now, I couldn't fight either, so I don't know what I was thinking, but that's how I was raised, But in that same sense, if I'm going to take that type of flack for you, then I'm going to need you to understand that I need you to bring 100 every time. Am I making the best decisions every time? No. Am I the best father all the time? No. Am I the best son all the time? No. But the reality is that I do know that I have my good moments as well as I have my bad moments, but I don't need your solidification to do what I'm supposed to do, because I'm not playing in anybody's shadows anymore. I've done what I was supposed to do from Herb period S to Herb dot S to be in this world. My music is doing what it's supposed to do, but I got messages in my songs that's on both CDs right now. I got the little homies coming to me that's saying, hey man, I'll follow you, bruh. And then here's the thing, because I'm going to step in the forefront. When I look at these situations, man, there's a lot of people that may have an issue and a problem with me from the past. Hey, I came into 2020 apologizing to everybody because I knew that I wasn't turning back anymore. From this point on, I'm playing tennis. I'm Herb.S. This is what I do, and I don't play in anybody's shadows anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay to take the responsibility of the good and the bad, because I do understand that you're not going to get everybody to like you. You're not going to get everybody to solidify you. But here's the thing. We live once. You don't have to play in anybody's shadow. It's your boy Herb Dot, man. Listen, do something for somebody else. Trust me, to give you a chance to figure out where you're supposed to be. Find out where you are great at. and then let's just get on that journey. Heavy grind. Have a great weekend. I'll let your boy.